to the Contrarians and welcome to Tuesday. It's time for the Contrarians live chat. The topic tonight, partial or single members on album covers. We want to hear from you in the chat. We are live. Let's do this. I know it's a Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen, but we're doing it on a Tuesday. So tonight's topic, we're going to look at single members or partial members on album covers. And of course, as a failure, I'm starting out with Steve Miller Band. So there you go. I just want to welcome everybody to the panel. Of course, we've got Jamie Laszlo, we've got Peter Kerr, and Todd Evans and Martin and myself. We want to welcome everybody in the chat. We want to hear from you. So there you go. The Steve Miller Band is a good example of a band, but then you've just got the one member on the cover. So like I said, we want to hear from everybody in the chat. We will get this started. Everybody's here already. You know, I'm going to have trouble keeping up, but that's okay. All right, so Steve Miller Band. I guess I'm going to start this one off. Why not? I never start these off, so let's start it off. So my number one pick is Steve Miller Band. Of course, it's the Steve Miller Band. We only have Steve on the cover playing a left-handed Strat, right-handed. What are you going to do? That's a good pick. I like that. Another pick that I'm going to go with. We're going to go with an album by the band Sparks. So we've got Russell on the front of this cover, and on the flip side, then you would see Ron on the other side. Great. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of this cover, but it's okay. It's all right. But perfect example of what we're talking about. My third choice, by the way, we're going to go Cheap Trick in color. Partial band. We know Cheap Trick did this for years, or at least the record company made them do this. So you'd have the good-looking guys on the front, the ugly guys on the back,
and they're not even in color on the
back. They're in black and white.
Yeah. Screw you.
Screw you, Epic.
Aren't they on little bikes too? I think. Yeah.
They're on mopeds.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're gonna go. How do we do this? 3, 3, and 4.
Yeah.
Like we always do. Kind of a rough start. We kind of got started a little bit late, but I appreciate everyone here. I'm gonna throw it over to Jamie, and then Peter, Martin, Todd, and then back to myself again. All right, Jamie, give me your first 3.
All right, I'm gonna go with a brand new release from Bon Jovi.
Oh, good God.
When I saw the cover, I assumed for a second or two that it was a solo album, but no, there he is on the cover. Do you got the graphic coming up?
Well, I was waiting for you to keep talking. Yes, I've got the graphic, for God's sakes.
It kind of looks like a solo album, but no, it is a Bon Jovi album, and I reviewed this on the last review crew on Sea of Tranquility. We do that every other Saturday. This Saturday will be another episode, and I totally expected to hate this album and do a big hate review on it, and it'd be hilarious. And then I listened to it, and then I started liking some of the songs, and I was like, damn it. And then I asked the question on the review crew, did I really buy it? And I still have my problem.
I'm surprised Pardo lets you even review this record on his channel. Firefall is good, but Bon Jovi, good Lord, man.
I own a 2024 Bon Jovi album in my collection, and I listen to some of the songs on it kind of often. I know. Crazy world.
I'm going to look at Jamie in a new light, ladies and gentlemen, but that's okay.
I'm very embarrassed by it, but hell,
okay, go ahead.
The next two, really confused me as a young teenager. The very first Jethro Tull album I ever got was Original Masters, and there's Ian Anderson, and I thought that was Jethro Tull on the cover, Mr. Tull.
Well, that is Mr. Tull.
Well, it kind of is, but I could have swore it was a guy. I got the cassette, kept it under T for Tull, last name. Yeah. That lasted for a good year. The next one, same issue. When I heard of this album, what the hell is it called? Electric what?
Electric Warriors.
Yeah, Electric Warrior. I was like, oh, Mr. T-Rex. I wonder what T stands for. Tom? Maybe he's Tom Rex or something. I didn't know. So, yeah, that confuses you back then. No internet, no nothing. You just...
Yeah. I get it.
Absolutely. All right, let's whip over to the comments quickly. We've got the elders here, as mentioned, Ramstein, Sensuch. Let's see. Jamie loves that Bon Jovi. We've got isn't Steve Miller a Trent Reznor 9 Inch Nails exception because Steve basically is the band. Yeah, but we're gonna cheat a little bit here. These were hard to find. Heart Baby Lestrange, there might be more on that.
Yeah.
Mac has a couple, might be more. They might be coming up here as well. Jethro Tull has a lot of covers with Ian Anderson on them, says Master List. Let's see. Will Marlin show up tonight?
Well, Marlin, just to I heard that he was on some shows last week, but he's been MIA, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm a little bit worried about Marlin. He hasn't shown up, and he's like a regular on SOT here on my channel. I don't know. I don't know where he is.
All right. Let's see. Logan Collins has brought up Black Sabbath 7th Star. It's a good one as well. I can't remember what everybody's lists are, so maybe I should stop reading here. And we'll go over to Peter. What do you got?
Right.
Okay, Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. So you look at the cover, and it's just Joan. So very iconic album cover. She was described as this is the female Elvis, but there's no Blackhearts. So there you have it.
Where are the Blackhearts on here?
Absolutely. And I had an interesting discussion with somebody. I think this is a little bit hard rock. A lot of folk don't think this is. Anyway, I think it's a good album, nevertheless. In Excess Greatest Hits, this is a prime example with this subject where you only see, when Grant puts it up, drum roll.
Oh, it's up.
The torso. The torso. So, that's Michael Hutchins. It's just, it's the charisma, it's the swagger, and the rest of the band's nowhere to be seen. In Excess were described by one wag as a B-grade band with an A-grade frontman, which is a bit ouch. They're a good band, but Michael Hutchins is definitely the focus, and don't even need to see his face. You know who it is.
Yeah, so this is partial band and partial Michael, basically. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the third one is an Aussie band called, pub rock band called Australia Crawl, Sirocco. And this goes into the Living Colour Cheap Trick, where you have the good-looking blokes on the front, and if you twist it around the back, you've got the not-so-good-looking ones. So
it looks like a Chicago
really,
cover.
It looks like Hot Streets, only
Hot Streets.
Not as goofy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Funny, yeah. Peter, what do you think of the new Angels? Have you heard it?
No, not as yet.
Yeah, it's a new lead singer. It's pretty good. It's pretty mellow and subdued. I don't know. It's definitely that Angel sound from the last one. It's called 99, right? And the last one is back to 2014. Talk the Talk with the amazing title track. It's one of their greatest songs, I think. Really cool. But yeah, they changed the vocalist again. So it's like
Dave Gleason was the previous.
Yeah,
Dave Gleason, ex of the Screaming Jets, he was the last vocalist. But I need to catch up with the new one. So I'll check it out.
Too bad. I definitely bought into Dave Gleason. It's hard to change. When you have Doc Neeson, right? It's hard to accept anybody. But I accepted him, and now he's in there. So, it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool album.
But nothing can beat this. Nothing can beat this.
Right. Yeah. Very cool.
That's their live album, Angels. And
my goodness.
Example, you could put it in. Rick Brewster, partial.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, so my first three are Rolling Stones, Black and Blue. I don't have a physical of this, but we'll wait.
That's all right. We got it. We got you covered, Martin.
There you go. 3 members of the band, and Charlie's on the back, right? But yeah, pretty interesting that they went and did that. It's pretty cool. Reminds me a little bit of Cheap Trick in color, I suppose. And my next one is Black Sabbath Vol 4. Correct way of saying it. And this album cover always drove me nuts. It's terrible, and the title of the album's terrible too. But just that never the way it's what do you call it? Not monochromatic, but yeah, it's just two tones, black or orange. That does not look like Ozzy at all. It just looks like some California dude.
No, that looks like Ozzy to me.
It never looked like Ozzy to us. And once you see that, you can't shake it, kind of thing. But anyway, that always drove me crazy. But
I think we lost Peter Kerr.
Oh yeah, we did. Well,
oh my goodness,
his internet was a little weird. He was getting a little echo, right?
He and Todd, I don't know why they're ganging up on us with their internet issues.
Now Todd's smooth again, so
he's smooth.
Causing problems, yeah. And my last one is Elf Trying to Burn the Sun. I don't have a physical of that.
I've got it. We're ready.
This actually inspired this episode. I know it's a bit of an obscure theme, but I thought of this and I immediately thought of Ted Nugent and the Amboy Dukes, and I actually went through them all and realized, they're not really quite right. But I always thought this was funny because you're just featuring, this superstar in the band who's going to go on to be a massive star. But yeah, they're realizing like they've got one guy maybe carrying the band. Kind of thing. I love that title, Trying to Burn the Sun. Very cool, but it's not particularly better than the other Elf stuff either. So there you go. That's my first three. Let's take a quick look open here. The Cramps have some with just Poison Ivy on the cover. Says Count Ralphus. Good to see the Count.
Oh, the Count. Yeah. Holy crap.
And this G Assault Attack. Yeah, and Perfect Timing. That's right. Because Perfect Timing would have two guys, right? And Magali Schenker Group. I mean, all of them are. Some of them are like that. Some don't have anybody on them. Lloyd Cole and the Commotions Mainstream. Yeah, that would be just Lloyd. Danzig 2 Lucifuge went from having all band members on the cover just to Glenn's bare chest on the reissue. There you go, a partial. Rolling Stones, Tattoo You.
Yeah, there you go.
That's Mick, right? Yeah, that is Mick. Yeah.
All right, isn't it Keith?
I forgot about that. Well, it's Mick on the cover, isn't it? Or is it who's on
Jamie?
the cover?
Who's on the cover? I think it's Keith.
I think it's Keith too.
Oh, is it okay? All right. AC/DC, yeah, they have a bunch of these. That's kind of Doors Alive, She Cried. Yeah. Very cool.
That's a good one.
Yeah, more on Twisted Sister coming up. Yeah, get your yeah-yeahs out, right? That's just Charlie, right?
Well, yeah, that might show up here later.
That is okay. Yeah.
I don't think that's Mick on the. Who is that?
Oh, well, what's on the back? That's some.
I heard that was a stylized.
No,
Mick.
it's the same person.
That's Mick. That's Keith.
That's Keith.
That is Keith.
So I think that's Mick on the front. Stylized.
Mick is a woman.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. I kind of.
Who knows? God, it was the '80s. Who knows?
Over to Todd.
All right.
Okay, I'm going to start with the Mothers of Invention, and we're only in it for the money. Now, this cover was supposed to be a parody of Sgt. Pepper's, and there were some legal issues, and the record company decided that they didn't want to risk it, and so this was the inner part of the gatefold, and which is why you figure the seam is over there on the. I wish I had one of these. I used to have one, but it was in such poor condition I got rid of it. On the back is Frank and two other guys, and I was surprised how hard it was for me to find who these people are, because I wanted to identify them correctly, but I finally did. That's Roy Estrada on the left, bass player. Don Preston next to him, and then Jimmy Carl Black there in the middle, and Ian Underwood. So
yeah, but on the inside,
looked weird that Frank is on the back.
But on the inside cover is the Sgt. Pepper layout.
Okay, yeah, they just flip-flopped them.
Yeah.
All right, and then my next one is Elvis Costello and the Attractions, but you wouldn't know it by looking at that. And then and the Attractions are on the back there. This is Trust.
Nice.
And then, of course, this one will probably come up in the comments. The Cure Disintegration.
Oh.
Where you've got Robert Smith there, and
yes.
Yeah. Nobody on the back, and I don't think anybody in. Oh, there they are in the middle.
Oh, yeah. Was that on the original Electra? That wasn't on the CD like that.
I think it was a photograph on the inside, but I could be wrong in the booklet somewhere.
I used to have, years ago, I had the Electra original pressing, and I don't think it was a gatefold. I might have sold it. But it was just like, one of those records where you could stick 2 records in the slot.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
That.
Yeah.
This is the newest one.
Yeah.
That Elvis Costello reminds me a little bit of the Damn story. Remember when Stiff, on purpose, as a bit of a joke, instead of the picture on the back, because it's kind of framed the same way. Flip it over there, Todd.
Mm-hmm.
So remember on the Damned album, they made some of them with the picture of, I think it was Eddie and the Hot Rods they stuck in the picture instead of the Damned on purpose as an error. So that would be a partial, although it's a back.
Yeah, they made it look like it's a movie still, like one of those 8x10 black and white movie stills. Yeah.
Neat. All right, was that 3?
That was 3.
That was 3. Okay, and let's just see here. We got the Who Sell Out cover. Gareth has mentioned REM document. A lot of Sparks covers feature only the male brother.
William Walker, though. I'm sorry, that's a great album cover.
Yeah, but Grant found one with just one of the brothers, which is good. And Elder mentions that's true. Elf Debut also has Ronnie dressed as an elf, looking like a little elf. So he's done that as well. So that's almost like a little Angus Young kind of vibe going on.
Kinda, yeah.
One guy and he's your mascot kind of thing of the band.
All right, over to
is it Peter again?
I guess it's me.
No, yeah, it's you again. Yeah, Peter's
I'm leading off, ladies and gentlemen, for God's sakes, for once. All right, my number 4. And I know Todd Evans knows this record. We've talked about this record before. Well, not really on a show, but I know he knows this record. I'm going to go with Gary Myrick and the Figures. The second Gary Myrick album, the great Gary Myrick and the Figures. This is the second album, and it's just Gary on the front, but I love Gary Myrick and the Figures, and I love that EP that came out after that. Oh, so good. Oh, top notch. So that's my number 4. My number 5, I think this band might be mentioned again, but they tended to use this theme over and over again. So I'm going to go with Heart Baby Lestrange. They've used this before.
Yep. And
this will come up later. But great album cover, but where's the rest of the band? Well, they're on the back.
Little Queen, Dreamboat Annie.
Yeah.
What about Heart, where they're all 80s? I think that.
No, they're all on the cover on that one.
Cover on Heart.
Passion Works, they're all on the cover. Private Audition. It's probably
the
just
whole band's on.
It's the whole band. Yeah.
Okay.
Little Queen, I think the band's in the background.
Yeah.
Are they okay?
Yeah. So they're doing the Cheap Trick thing, obviously. All the ugly people are on the back. All right, so there we go. So that's my number 5. All right, I'm doing 3. All right, my number 5, 6. Jesus. If I could count, that would help. My number 6, I'm going to go with April Wine Power Play. How could we go through this show without mentioning April Wine? So you've got Miles Goodwin on the cover, and you've got Gary Mercer on the drums, but that's all you get. Where's the rest of the band?
Yeah.
They're in little pictures, kind of like the Elvis Costello cover, in the back. But this is a great record. I love April Wine.
It really is Nature of the Beast Part 2, right? It's got the exact same kind of mix of how much heaviness is on that album, right? And both are lighter than Harder, Faster. And then First Glance is kind of this kind of heaviness, or this amount, but it's the 70s version, right? And this is more like the AOR version of heaviness for these guys, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's my number 6. All right. I guess we're going to throw it over to Jamie.
I got some Heart, too. Like
I know. Exactly.
Dreamboat Annie, right when it came out. I was like, let's
see that segue, ladies and gentlemen? There you go.
Heart, don't you heart us? Look at us. Buy our record. And then I was thinking about the whole back cover boys. That's what I started calling them, like the Backstreet Boys. Back cover boys. You never want to be a back cover boy. You always want to be the front cover. And my next one is like that too. There we go. Who, which was already mentioned. Who Sell Out. You got Pete Townsend, Lodge Adultery, and then you got the back cover boys. Well, I don't want to be a back cover boy. Well, sorry. We're sticking you on the back.
But think about this record coming out in 1960. Uh-oh.
Yep.
People are dropping like flies on this show, ladies and gentlemen. But think about this album cover in 1967, William Walker. Yeah. This is great. There was nothing like this at this time, where The Who was basically selling advertising for a record. You know? It's groundbreaking.
Crazy though that these, I actually just looked this up for some reason, but it drives. Well, actually, yeah, I know why. Yeah, because I was working on my Genesis panel book and it got mentioned. But it drives me nuts when you've got these albums like this where you don't know what the title is. Is it The Who Sell Out? Is it just Sell Out? Is it The Who by Numbers? Is it just by Numbers?
Yeah. It says The Who Sell Out.
Guys. You talk to the Dictators guys, and they will correct you every time. No, it's not called Go Girl Crazy. It's called The Dictators Go Girl Crazy. Right. And it's like there's a few of those like that. Well, okay, well, you don't have the band name on there twice. So what are we supposed to do? Right.
Right.
And I also select the albums by the name of the album. So do I put this in as W or S? Or...
Yeah.
He's back, ladies and gentlemen.
Now, Hens is real. This other crap is fake, though, right?
The beans are real.
Yeah.
Because Daltrey got pneumonia, quote unquote, from... The beans were very cold, though I don't think he got pneumonia from the beans, but yeah, he was sick after this shoot.
Wow. Crazy.
All right.
So yeah, the beans are real.
All right, is that all of yours, Jim?
Oh, I got one more.
You got one more.
Back cover boy. Just one back cover boy with the Cult. And there you go with Ian Astbury and Billy Duffy on the front. And you can barely see Ian Astbury.
Yeah.
Kind of weird. And then you got Jamie Stewart, and he's like, well, I'm a Backstreet Boy. Sorry, back cover boy.
Wow.
That's not a... Yeah.
Did you put me on the back cover?
I even forgot Ian Astbury was on the cover of that.
You can barely see him.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah. Very creative on this Sonic Temple release.
All right. Who is next? Was it Peter?
Well, now I'm all screwed up because the order keeps changing.
It was
I think
Peter.
it was Peter. All right.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, Peter.
It's Down Under. Anyway, I'll keep persevering. Michael Schenker Group, the best album in my opinion, Assault Attack.
Hold on.
This is this iconic photo where he's holding up.
Uh-oh.
We put it on a Tuesday and everything
like
goes.
we're losing you again.
Where is he?
Oh, he's back.
Well, there's the album cover, ladies and gentlemen. So, is he back? He's there.
I think
Can you
Peter's
hear
back.
me?
Peter,
Yes.
go ahead and start that again.
Right. Yep. Iconic Michael Schenker Group.
Oh, no.
Attack.
No.
My favorite album of his.
Oh,
There
no.
he is.
No, we lost it, Peter. You're gonna have to go out and come back in again. Yeah.
All right.
All
Okay.
right.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see. What else we got here? We've got William Walker mentioning Warlock, Triumph, and Agony. Yeah, more Twisted.
Somebody's picking mine.
In a second. Missing Persons, Spring Session, says
Oh,
Jason.
yes.
Alphas comes in with Reverend Horton Heat, Smoke 'em If You Got 'em, with just Jim Heath on the cover. Let's see. All right, Kiss Dynasty on omits the drummer. Blah blah blah. Okay, Lucifer 2-4. Okay, so my turn.
You're up. Yep.
Okay, let's go with Queen the Miracle. So there you've got a partial. You've got half of each face, kind of thing. Although, hang on, how does this work? We got Brian. Yeah, well, no, I think you got, that's a little funny there. You almost, well, yeah, no, I guess it is because it looks like you got to get a full Freddy there, but you don't really actually. So that's pretty freaky. And then on the back, we get partial all over the place. It's just a big pile of
It's just bad. I want to know what William Walker thinks of this cover if he thinks the Who sell out so bad.
Yeah.
I'm going to be contrarian and say that I think this cover's great.
Oh, good God, Todd.
I think the color's great. The font is great. Nobody's done that before. I mean,
I don't
what the
think it's
heck?
that bad.
And they shouldn't do it again.
It's a doppelganger a little bit with Van Halen Balance, right? With the two little kids fused together. Yeah. Okay, my next one is Scorpions Tokyo Tapes, and I'm crestfallen to see I don't have a physical of this anymore.
Holy
There
mackerel.
you got, I guess this would be Francis and Rudolph on this cover, right? So you just got the two of them, almost like doing the infamous David Bowie Mick Ronson thing. Pretty cool album cover. It's got the energy of like Clash London Calling, I suppose. Pretty cool font. You get a little bit of the Japanese in there as well. But
like David Lee Roth on the back of the first album.
Right.
Kinda.
Yeah.
It's very Jim Dandy. I'll give it that.
Okay, my last one of this bunch is TKO In Your Face.
I hope I got the right cover. Yes.
Yeah, any day we can mention the great Brad Sinsel. Absolutely. These guys were so cool. They put out one album on, I think it was called, what is the name of that? There's a whole story behind this label it's on, because the TKO album came out on this label in 79, and then the label was sunk because they thought they were going to have a big hit with putting the Pope on a record, and they printed so many copies of this thing that it sunk the label. But Brad comes back later, so this is a classic Seattle heavy band like Culprit and Rail and those, I think Rail's from Spokane, but Doc Rockets from Spokane. But anyways, this is just a really good quality Van Halen-esque heavy, maybe a little bit of go down the coast a little bit to Portland for the Rods and the great Matthew T. McCourt. But this is a good album, and Below the Belt is a good album as well. And there's what the whole band looks like with your Jamie's back cover boys. The front is just Brad Sinsel, leader of the band, and he's kind of chief writer and stuff like that. But great guy. And then, of course, he had that band in the 90s called War Babies, right? And the War Babies album, they only made one album, Sony, 1992. Really, really cool album. So there you go.
Smell the glove worthy.
It is a bit bad, isn't it?
It is bad. It's a horrible cover.
Yeah.
I hope she's okay, though. That's all I care about.
Yeah. Let's see. Anything else here? No, let's move on. Who is next? Todd?
Do we want to give Peter another chance? Was he done?
No, well, he's looking
not.
Very done.
Yeah. Oh, he's gone.
Let's go.
I think we probably ought to go to Todd then.
Yeah.
Disappears.
All right. Well, I will move on with Huey Lewis and the News, and picture this.
Where is it?
So.
There it is. Gotcha.
I have one right here, and very close-up picture of Huey, and the News are on the back. But kind of funny how he's holding the record cover over.
Yeah, it works there, but the cover
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, but somebody in the comments mentioned Sports. I think they're on the cover of Sports. I think they're sitting at the bar.
They're in the background. Yeah, they're on there.
Yeah.
Good.
And then
like
here
the
is
Bonham cover where they're all in the bar. Kind of like that Bonham cover where they're all hanging out.
Yeah. And then Pantera, right?
Yeah.
Cowboys from Hell. Yeah.
And then this is another partial band. Somebody mentioned Fleetwood Mac. They did this a couple of times. This is Mirage. And then if you flip it over, you get Mick and John.
The ugly guys on the back.
Yeah. No, they look pretty cool on that picture. I think everybody looks real good in this.
Everybody looks very smooth and very commercial, and
that's 75% of Fleetwood Mac's albums. A couple people on.
You get the guys on the back that they're named for, and the old British blues boom guys, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Little turnaround. And then Psychedelic Furs Mirror Moves. You got just Richard Butler there. And then when you flip it around, you get Tim Butler and John Ashton. They were down to a trio at this point.
Great record, though. Great record.
Yeah, absolutely great record.
Nice. Should we try Peter again? Peter.
I don't know.
No, okay. No.
I'm not sure if he's moving or not.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
Yeah.
You can hear me. All right.
We can hear you.
Otherwise, I'm going to fire my internet provider. Now, where was I? I think it was Whitesnake, wasn't it? Whitesnake and David Coverdale.
There you go.
YouTube experience. There you go. That's the last time you'll see David Coverdale on an album cover in full frontal. It's all very dark and moody. Doesn't look very confident. Where's the rest of the band? Is there a band? I don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
David
is there
Coverdale's
really a
Woodside.
band? It's pretty much his show.
Yeah.
We should do a show where the
and
lead
then it was
singers
all
now look like.
cymbals and
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should do a show where all the lead singers look like your Aunt Madge now, and David Coverdale and Ozzy Osbourne, and there's a few
Steven
other
Tyler.
ones where you go
Steven Tyler.
Marilyn Manson. Yeah. Funny. All right.
All right, what's your next one?
okay, Cramps. Let's go Cramps.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay. So Lux Interior is the lead singer, but Poison Ivy was the guitarist, and she was always the figurehead. If you can see that, there you go. A Date with Elvis, and then you've got the band on the back of it. There you go. And there's been some other albums like Stay Sick. There you go. That's Poison Ivy on the front of the cover.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And I think that's my 2 for the time being, and I'll pick up 4 at the end.
Okay.
All right, cool.
Grant,
All right.
who's next?
Cool.
I
Maybe
guess
you.
probably
Might be
me.
you. Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, well, there you go. Tells you what I'm keeping track. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, my next one, this is probably low-hanging fruit, but I'm going to go with Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Damn the Torpedoes. You've got Tom on the front, and then you've got all those individual shots of the band on the back. I don't know. It's a great record. This is my favorite Tom Petty album. I love it. So
That's a good
All right.
cover, too.
great cover. Another one we're going to talk about. Oh my God. Oh, we're doing 4 now. Okay. This will take care of everything. I kind of already talked about, well, wait a minute. I might be missing one. Okay. Let me go backwards because I showed Steve Miller. I'm going to go with yet another T-Rex cover. The Slider. This, you've got a full image of Mark Bolan on the front with his hat. I mean, come on. It's a fine looking gentleman. Nice hat. Big font. I like this cover. Great
So
record.
he's getting his hair dried at the salon, if you ask me.
Well, it was the 70s. So who am I to judge?
Maybe
The other
Slash
one,
got his idea from that almost, right? It looks a little Slash, right?
it looks, oh my God. I never thought about that, but you might have something. All right, my next one, I'm going to go with the band. Rex Smith was in this band. People don't know about this band. Martin knows about this band. Martin loves this band. Didn't you see them live?
Yes, I did. 1976.
I'm going to go with Rex. Now, you think Rex Smith. Oh my God, he's doing songs with Rachel Sweet. It's all very commercial. Pirates of Penzance, all that. But he really did rock out back in the day. And Rex put out 2 records. And you know what? I have yet to hear either record, but Martin has. You've heard both of them, right, Martin?
Yeah, they basically sound like a middle of the road Aerosmith album or Derringer Sweet Evil kind of thing, or a Ted Nugent Cat Scratch Fever. About that
what
heavy.
wasn't the big thing with Rex though is that they were a big opening band for other bands, and Rex Smith would do acrobatics on stage.
Yeah, I believe he had a little trampoline and he would do flips off the trampoline and stuff. Yeah. I was just talking to their manager yesterday, David Krebs. We've been working on a book for him, and we talk from time to time. But he managed the band, and he managed Rex going forward, and took him into that. The whole, it's 3 or 4 or 5 album discography plus Pirates of Penzance, and he was like wasn't he a soap opera star as well?
I do believe so.
There, yeah. So
But there were really, but correct me if I'm wrong, Martin, because there were really only 2 Rex albums, quote unquote, of the band, and then he went solo.
Yeah, this is 76, and then the second one is the white cover with Rex also on the cover. It's called Where Do We Go From Here?
Yeah, a little bit better album cover than this one, I'd say.
A little bit more rocky.
Yeah.
And
But
they
still,
had a guy in the band, Orville Davis, who was also in the Stars.
Oh, crap. All right. I did not know that. See, ladies and gentlemen, we are trying to educate you on this stuff. But Rex, I still have not heard this. It's on my list to hear. All right. My next one, I'm going to go with Santana. Oh, that's not Santana. Oh, where'd Santana go? Well, I was going to have Santana, but Santana's not there.
Probably have it.
Huh?
Yeah, Jamie might have it.
Jamie, do you have Santana Z-Bop?
I figured you
Oh yeah, that.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is how it works here on the Contrarians. People have each other's back. So I don't know where Z-Bop was. Probably a production error on my part.
Not a great album, apparently, right?
I've never heard
it's
it.
not really.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't have that one.
All right.
Hang on, there we
All
go.
right, there you
You
go.
do have it.
Thanks, Jamie. All right, Z-Bop, Santana. That's one of those later albums. I don't know. I think it was pretty commercial by this point, wasn't it? Because they basically had a lot of stuff that you would now consider yacht rock.
And they put John Oates on the cover.
They put John. Oh my God, it does look like John Oates.
Winning rocks, though.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Oh, yeah, that's why I remember that one. Yeah, Russ Ballard wrote that. That's one of those great Russ Ballard songs, like "Since You've Been Gone" and "I Surrender." Yeah, "Winning" is a good one. It's a really good one.
Well, yeah, that's a good song,
as well. And
but very commercial. You wouldn't really think that that's Santana if you really look at it. If you're looking at the early catalog, it really sounds nothing like.
I'm sure that's the only song I ever played on here, and then it comes off the turntable.
yeah.
Never heard the rest.
If I
of
could
it.
I
recommend a
had
Russ
that when I was in
Ballard
high
album,
school. It was the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there you go. Jamie saved the show.
the best Russ Ballard album, or the heaviest, put it that way, the same way we talk about Rory Gallagher and Top Priority and stuff. But there's one Russ Ballard album called Barnett Dogs. I think it's 1980, with the mechanical metal looking dogs on the cover. It's pretty heavy. It's good. It's got Riding with the Angels on it, with which Samson covered very capably with Bruce Dickinson on Shock Tactics. But and then the second one's pretty heavy too.
So Ken White likes Z-Bop. All right, that's cool. And so does Davey Creighton. He likes Z-Bop.
Yeah.
My goodness. All right. I'm good with
there's a
that.
good one. Last Crack, Sinister Funhouse, number 17. And even the second one, I believe, both have Butto on the cover. Magnificent albums. Great.
Never. Last Crack?
Oh, you don't know them? Check out
I've
the
never
second
heard
one.
it.
They only
Oh,
made two
no.
studio albums.
All
That's
right.
the first one. It's a little rarer and rawer, but Burning Time sounds like, I don't know, U2 crossed with Metallica. It's beautifully recorded, like really pristine recording. It's like progressive metal, but really classy.
So what era are we talking on this?
I think that one is 92, and this Sinister Funkhouse might be 89.
I'm making a note, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, like Logan says, my wallet cries in pain.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't get through one of these shows without spending money.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you'll love Burning Time. It's an absolute.
All right, good. All right. Well, that was me. I guess we'll go over to Jamie. I think we've lost
All right.
Peter.
Last four
Yeah,
for
I was
Jamie?
going to tell him. You might want to do your last four while we got you.
Yeah, exactly.
One thing about Rex Smith, the only thing I ever knew about him was he hosted Solid Gold with Marilyn McCoo.
Okay.
And I remember they would sing a little bit of a song, like, coming to number 7 is such and such, and I'll sing 2 minutes of it. And he sang Shadows of Night one time by Pat Benatar. And I was like, who is this guy?
So did Rex take the place of Andy Gibb? Who came first?
Might have came.
Todd Evans. Who came first?
I don't
I
know.
think
I
Rex
was
Smith
wondering the
was
same
probably on the
thing.
last of the seasons. I think he was the last guy to host.
Because I think Andy Gibb probably was dead. No offense, but he probably passed on by then. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know.
The height of Rex's stardom was about 81, right? 80, 81.
Mm-hmm. All right, Jamie, what's your next four?
The first Jane's Addiction album, where you got Perry Farrell, and it looks very heroin-like when you see that picture. I mean, it just screams drugs. And this is kind of up there with MC5, where the band's first album is live, which is kind of weird.
Yeah. And that's probably a good partial too, MC5, because it's all superimposed imposed photos all over. I bet you don't get everybody on that. Maybe you do, but yeah.
Oh, I skipped one. Sorry. Warlock, someone already said it, Triumph and Agony, where you got Doro on there and this kind of guy popping a feel, and she doesn't seem to mind. I wouldn't call him a handsome fellow. So.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Pink Floyd, Momentary Lapse of Reason. Now, I was like 17 when this came out, and I was a little confused. Everybody knew about Roger Waters and David Gilmour and how they weren't getting along, and Pink Floyd was going to put out this album anyways. But then you open up the gatefold of the album or the middle of the CD, and you only got two guys.
Right.
Yeah.
There's David Gilmour and there's Nick Mason, and I see Richard Wright name here. But why is my Pink Floyd now Tears for Fears? Why are there only two guys in this band?
Because they ousted Rick. He left the corporation.
They couldn't include his name or as like a band member. So he just kind of played on the album a little bit of keyboards and a little bit of backing vocals. His name is third in line, but
he's just a studio musician on it.
Yeah.
That's kind of famously like Thin Lizzy Bad Reputation, with just the three guys on the front cover and that horrible, horrible cover. They leave Brian Robertson off of it, right? Because he's either in the band or not, or well, let's leave some spots for him to solo. And then there's this great picture on the back where they're sitting on the steps and it's all four of them again, right?
I'm just curious. I'm going to throw this out there because I really don't know the answer. We know that Roger Waters had problems with Rick, and basically, did he fire him from the band? How did Rick leave?
Well, that's around the wall, right? When they had that situation with Rick the first time, right?
81.
Yeah, I'm sure that, that would have been between those two, I think. Yeah.
And then why didn't Gilmour bring him back in the band and make him a partner again? I don't understand. Well, I can see why. There's more money for them.
Didn't he eventually? Is he on Division Bell? I don't remember.
I think he's on Division Bell.
Yeah, I think.
But he's not a member, though. I don't think.
I'm not
he
sure.
Toured on this tour, Momentary Lapse of Reason.
Someone in the chat, what's the answer here? What happened?
Yeah, I'm sure we said about 5 things wrong there. So
yeah,
right.
I was confused when I was 17.
I'm still confused. Okay. The count, of course, the count for the win. Rick Wright was not a full member because of Roger Waters. Because Roger Waters fired him? Is that what it was?
We got some good answers on the bottom.
Fired during the wall.
All right.
Okay, here we go. Rick made more money than any of the members off the wall tour. Okay.
So once they were given a name,
Ultraviolet.
given a name, how come he couldn't hire who he wanted to hire?
I don't know.
Yeah.
So Rick White had serious drug issues, according to Ultraviolet. Okay. All right. Well, I guess there's some. Oh, here we go. Rick Wright had a coke problem during the Wall era. Okay.
But he did it in 87 or 86.
No, you probably kicked it.
Minister of Darkness has a good comment. There you go. I don't know if that's right, but that sounds right. That's what I thought happened.
Logan, he was a coke hound. May he rest in peace.
Yeah.
All right, well, maybe we got it, but still, they never gave him a partnership back. Is that correct? They hired him on as a studio musician or a person to play on the tour.
I feel like there was a behind the music episode and none of us saw it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, Gilmour and Mason were extremely pissed at Waters over it. Okay. Well, I'm sure they were, but cocaine's a hell of a drug. I'm just saying.
All right. For my last
Nathan
one,
loves it. All right, go ahead. Well, we went on a tangent, but that's the way we do it. All right, go ahead.
For my last one, every Ghost album.
Yeah.
You got Tobias Forge is Ghost. He wants you to know he's Ghost. The rest of the band is literally called the Nameless Ghouls. He will fire them all, rehire new ones, which he's done. They're just employees. They might as well be in cubicles when they play on stage because they're just employees, probably making minimum wage. So there you go. You got Papa Emeritus all over them, and that's that.
Nice.
All right. So there you go. Rick became a full partner in 1994. Okay.
Okay.
Well, that makes me feel better.
How come he was allowed in 94 but not 87? What happened?
The coke, the cocaine.
It could have been legal. I mean, it could have been that you know, Nick and Rick wanted him to be back, but there was a reason why he couldn't be.
Like Count says, just like when Ace and Peter came back, not full members of the band at the point. But it's sad because Roger Waters fired him.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't by his own, you know. Ace and Peter left on their own, you know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Well, whatever. It's a fun discussion anyway.
Final four?
Final four.
Yes.
Okay, Fleetwood Mac. I guess I had a low-hanging fruit one there, too.
Let's see. Okay.
That one up.
Oh, Fleetwood Mac?
Yeah.
I thought we just talked about
well,
that.
don't put that up. No, we had a different one. We had Mirage, I think.
Oh, well, I can get that.
Yeah,
Go ahead and talk about it.
All right,
Hold on.
that's it. That's all I have to say. Next, we've got UFO Obsession.
Well, we have that.
There is my fully signed UFO Obsession.
Once I find your name.
And I keep forgetting the story about this, but we know Michael's there, and why am I the only one without balls and all that kind of stuff? But I think one of these guys is Phil and that might be Phil and Pete, I think. I can't remember the story. I should know. I've written enough UFO books, but there you go. We definitely have Michael. We only have 3 people, and then on the back we've got a couple more, 2.5 more. So yeah, maybe
I think it's the whole band, but they just look so bizarre that, you know.
That's a great cover. Pretty cool Hypnosis cover. And the type is cool too, the way they get Obsession kind of all mixed in there like that.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay, so my next one is Thin Lizzy Life Live. Oh, I hate that title with the slash in it. You don't know what. Well, it's not even a slash. It's like a V over the F, right? And then you go, oh, what is it called? Is it called Live? Is it called Life Live? What is it? But yeah, so we only have Phil on the cover of that. Pretty terrible album cover. I don't like the colors. I don't like anything about it. I hate the title. And then the last one I have is this was mentioned before, Twisted Sister Stay Hungry. There's my framed up one of those. Again, fully signed that one. So we've just got D on the cover with that really disgusting big leg of meat. It's probably a deer or a bear or something. And their ridiculous clothes. I never liked this image. I always thought
It's a horrible album cover.
brutal looking, right? And then of
Brutal.
course, I only have the CD now, but Come Out and Play, the Manhole cover lifted up, and D was in that as well, just D in that. That was pretty cool what they did with the cover. Not so great an album. Oh, look at that, and he's just on the back. Well, actually,
There you go.
Yeah, that is the image that's in the Manhole cover. So there you go. Those are my final 4.
All right.
Take a quick look open to the comments here. D. Snyder would eat a bear, says William. Did you ever hear my not so funny story about Bear? Our band played a backyard biker party, and back in Roslyn, BC. And just Roslyn's like a big bowl. Like the whole town could hear us playing because we were literally in their backyard in a bowl. But they cooked a baby bear cub on a spit. That was the food for everybody. And,
On a stick?
On a spit in a pit.
I heard it wrong. I got you.
They dug a hole in the ground. And like all the gals had switchblades out. They're all cutting up the salad with switchblades. It was pretty wild. But yeah,
that's crazy.
Backyard biker party for Torque. Let's see what else we got here. Tom Cochran and Red Rider. Only Cochran on the cover. Same with Victory Day. Cheap Trick. Yeah, we've gone through that. Wasp Blast Command. There's a good one. Just Blackie. Jerry Rafferty, Baker Street. And having one member on the cover often really ticks off the band. They hate that, right? They've fought about that quite a bit. Michael's on Lights Out too. That's right. He's got the overalls half down, right? Let's see. Oh, then we're back into the
Like,
foot. We don't want
yeah.
to go over that again. So Mike Ness on the cover of Social Distortion, somewhere between
Yeah, that's a good one.
Backyard Biker Party Badass.
Oh, look at that. William Walker.
Story
No,
makes it more badass
no,
than it was, so.
no Universal Juveniles,
Yeah, I was
Martin?
going to bring that one up, but I think I featured that in the last show. But yeah, just Kim Mitchell on the cover in his yellow unitard. That ticked off the band as well. The band
I bet.
Yeah, I don't think even Kim was happy about that one. The first Clash album, that's a good point. I think, or are they all there just down the alley a little? I can't remember.
I don't know.
It's got two guys that are like way up front in it. But all right, anybody else got their final four? Where are we?
Todd?
Todd?
Todd's up.
Go for it.
All right, Todd, I'm ready.
So I've got next New Order Lowlife, and that's the drummer Stephen Morris. And then if you flip it over, you got somebody else, and then the inner sleeve on each side of the inner sleeve are all the other band members. But he's for some reason on the front. And somebody mentioned this earlier. Rolling Stones, Get Your Yayas Out, where you have just Charlie there, and weird picture.
See, those are the most interesting examples of this show, where it's like,
Yeah.
let's just put the drummer on the cover, right?
Right.
Yeah.
With guitars.
Weird.
Yeah, and if it didn't say in concert, that doesn't look like it would be a live album at all.
Yeah. Oh, I hate spelling that one too, man. Every time I
Yeah.
have to type that into a book, I got to look that up, get
Right.
that all straight.
Now, do you put the single quotes in between double quotes?
Yeah,
Oh
exactly.
yeah, look at that. Yeah.
You got a year, you got a dash, apostrophe S, you
Yes.
got an exclamation mark. Yeah, brutal.
All right. So my next one, there was some talk about this in the comments. REM Life's Rich Pageant, there was a lot of controversy when this came out because people said, "Oh, it's Bill Berry," and then everybody's, "That's not Bill Berry."
That looks like Bill Berry to me.
We used to fight about it, and I think at some point they did disclose that yes, that is Bill Berry. But it looks like a vintage photo, so it could be just some guy that.
That's Bill Berry. And you know what,
It is
Todd?
It is actually him.
Until you picked this and I looked at it, I never noticed that it was Bill Berry. In all
And then,
these
of course,
years.
on the
Isn't the
second
clue?
half,
I'm just figuring
two
this
bison.
out now, but isn't the clue is you got Bison, Bill Berry, right? There's your clue.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh,
He
my
has two
God.
Bs.
There you go.
Right.
I knew it
Two
was Bill
bison
because
and
he has a unibrow. So it's Bill.
Yeah, it's a strange cover.
Oh,
but I like it. I like
wait
the
a
cover.
minute.
It's pretty cool.
William Walker.
No.
We got a dono for $5 from William Walker. Here's $5 to go listen to the Rex albums. Thank you, William
Earlier,
Walker.
William said no donos until Grant listens to those.
We do like donos, ladies and gentlemen, and we do. Thank you, William Walker. We appreciate that.
Nice.
And then my last one is Fishbone, The Reality of My Surroundings, which is just the bass player on the front. And that's John Norwood Fisher, the bass player.
Wow.
And the rest of the band's not on that one.
I have never seen that album cover in my life,
I have it.
Todd. Of course
Yeah,
you do,
I
Jamie.
haven't-
You've got
I haven't
everything.
thought about it in a very long time, but
Yeah.
it is one of the band members, but it's not the whole band.
I just remember the Fishbone craze, and I would play those albums, and it was like literally one of those. We could almost do a show on this. Bands that sound like there's like 4 bands playing at once, right? or there's like
Yeah.
2 radios going on in the background behind the band, right?
Somebody turn the radio down. Yeah.
Like we talked about, Clash, Cut the Crap is exactly like that, right? And Fishbone always sounded like that to me.
It's Bill Berry. It is Bill Berry. You can't miss it.
I'm
It is
pretty
Bill
sure
Berry.
it's Bill Berry.
I'm pretty sure. All right, what time is it? 7:57. I think we've reached the end, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
I'm going to leave that up just to leave it up. All
You know
right.
what, guys? I was just thinking, a couple of these came up this time and last time. We should do a doppelganger show again. That's almost like one of our favorite themes, right? I know we did it twice, but we should find some more, right?
Every show is almost a doppelganger show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's
Well,
a lot
there
of
you
good
go.
ones like that, right?
Next week's show. There you go, ladies and gentlemen.
Doppelgangers Part 3.
We could do that.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. But next week we will be here on Wednesday. The only reason we're here on Tuesdays because of the holiday here in the States. So we thought
Amy
we
had
better.
some cockamamie theory about when people party around July 4th.
Yeah, he's got his own agenda, ladies and gentlemen. If you follow Jamie on Facebook, you know he'll be in his pool. So just going to leave it at that.
Tomorrow.
Oh, well, that's no good. Wait a minute. Here we got an idea from William Walker. Bands who never put themselves on their album covers. That never put their out. Okay, let me think about that.
Maiden.
Good, yeah.
Iron Maiden.
You got to do a lot of research to get that, though, right?
I'm going to write it down, William Walker, because you gave us you gave us a dono, so I'm taking what you say seriously.
Dio, but he's on live albums like Intermission.
Right. Yeah. Yeah,
Right.
that's going to be a tough one. Never, right? Never put themselves on.
I like that. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Ken, thanks for stopping by. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's wrap this dog up. I want to thank everybody for showing up. I love the interaction between everybody and in the chat. It's so wonderful. I want to thank Jamie, of course, Todd, and Peter Kerr for his momentary. He was here. He's not here, but thank him anywhere. We'll be back next Wednesday. We will continue on. So if you'd like to be on these chats, you could always be on these chats. We have a Ko-fi. Buy us a cup or a pint of a cup of coffee, or look, I'm running fast. Cup of coffee or a pint. Or we have a Patreon where there's a lot of interaction. We'd love to have you on there. And you know how it is. Exactly. So we will be back next week. We will see you. Thanks everybody once again. And I don't know. Keep it real.